And it is time, as it always is at this time every day during the Olympics, to check in with ABC News intrepid reporter Jim Ryan. He is over there in Sochi. And Jim, good morning, good afternoon, I should say, where you are. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know if intrepid is the right word, considering we're walking around in shirt sleeves because it's so pleasant and warm outside.
How about that?
Olympics.
Really?
And I hear your traffic report is going, Washington is socked in.
Yes, thanks for that.
Yeah, there's more snow here than there is in Sochi, let me assure you.
We're putting a bid in for the Olympics 4 years, the next time it comes up here for the Winter Olympics.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
Let's talk first of all about what happened yesterday, and then you can give us an update on how things are looking today. Lots of drama in men's figure skating, as if it needs more drama. Talk to me about what occurred there on the rink.
Yeah, Evgeny Plushenko was favored to medal here. He already has 2 gold and 2 silver medals in figure skating, and he was expected to compete yesterday. He went out, did a practice run, injured his back again, and he's already had lots of back injuries, including screws put in there. He's had an artificial disc. He pulled his back again during that warm-up, right before he was to compete. He was number 1 on the list. And injured himself again. He sort of hobbled over to where the judges were. He explained that he was injured, that he was withdrawing, and apparently he may be retiring altogether, Evgeny Plushenko.
Well, Plushenko's been around for a while, and wasn't there some controversy in Russia for him being on the team? It was sort of a sentimental thing, but there was some grumbling that maybe he wasn't really up for it. And now that he's out, Russia's not looking that great in men's figure skating, something that they wanted to do well in.
Absolutely. He was kind of the anchor of that entire team, despite the injuries that he's had, the surgeries, and the problems. He tweaked his back again during competition earlier in the week, and the Russians still went on to win that. But, you're right. I think there was some grumbling that, just let the guy retire. Let's put somebody else in that position and maybe bring home a medal.
Men's hockey, U.S. hockey, looking pretty good there over Slovakia.
Yeah, an incredible little run there. I don't know if it was that surprising considering all the NHL players who were on the American team. But, they're scattered all across these events, too. But, yeah, it was a big win for them in a preliminary game. 7-1, setting the stage for a big U.S.-Russia showdown tomorrow. That still will be a preliminary round. It's nothing is one and done here. These folks all will likely move on to the next round after that.
And, of course, that'll be of great interest to the folks in the Washington, D.C. area because Ovechkin plays for the Russian team.
Exactly, right. And it's funny how these guys, maybe we talked about this yesterday, how you kind of change allegiance as you change your uniform. But, you've got Americans playing on the Russian team, and, of course, you've got all sorts of Scandinavians who play in the NHL. So, allegiance is one thing, I guess, but sports and winning is another.
Well, it's the Olympics. You gotta go for the flag.
You gotta go for the
think.
home team.
We should explain though when we say preliminary rounds and one and done, that what they do is they're all in different brackets now,
right.
And then the best couple of teams from each division then go to the medal rounds, and that's when it gets interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. U.S. came out of it 4 years ago with a silver medal. These guys who come here, including 13 who have Olympic experience, are now pushing for a gold this time.
Let's face it, men's hockey and the Olympics, it's always been the tale of U.S. versus Russia or U.S. versus Soviet Union during the Cold War. How amazing would it be for the U.S. to win the gold medal in men's hockey on Russian soil?
It would be as amazing, perhaps, as it was in 1980. But I can tell you, the Russians love that, too. This place has started to get packed. Earlier in the week, it just wasn't that crowded. As I was walking around Olympic Park, they tell us that 106,000 people came through the gates yesterday, though. Crowds are getting larger as Russians flock to the coast to watch those hockey games.
Well, you talk about the weather. Is that having a sort of an impact on some of the ski events and the outdoor events up in the mountain?
Yeah, it might have. Ted Ligety, after he finished 18th in the downhill this morning, said that the guys who went early have faster times. Of course, they actually moved the event back an hour in order that more of the skiers would be in not the broad daylight and not the snow melting sunshine. And so, it may have been an impact there. They are also talking perhaps about bringing down some of that reserve snow from higher up in the mountain. It's going to be warm here today. Right now, it's 45 degrees down here on the coast.
Wow.
On the coast, yeah.
And you talk about men's downhill that actually happened today. Was this the final round?
Is this a spoiler?
Oh, this may be a spoiler. Look out. There you go. How did it go today?
Oh, not as well as I think the United States would have liked. Miller 12th, Ted Ligety in 18th place. This is the downhill section of the men's super combined with the slalom, which is still to come here in about a half hour. They'll do that. So not quite a spoiler alert, but kind of setting us up perhaps for one.
Well, Ligety and Bodie Miller are both best with the downhill portion of it, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't the slalom their weakest part?
It is.
Yeah.
So, maybe not a lot of people are surprised. I mean, let's see what happens after 6:30 this morning, your time.
Okay. And I think that's all for the spoilers, Brian. You can come back
Okay,
now.
thank you. Listen, here's the burning issue that I want to know. How's Bob Costas's eye?
Not good. I don't know. He's still sitting kind of on the bench and letting Matt Lauer handle the duties for NBC. But no, every day I think that he's ready to get in and do it. They do an assessment, decide how bad it looks, how bad it feels.
It does look bad.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and we're hearing also, I mean, Matt Lauer's obviously a very good host, but he doesn't have those sports the sports chops. They're thinking of bringing Al Michaels or Dan Patrick also in to cover some of those things over the weekend as viewership rises. Hey, Jim Ryan, while we're at it, you mentioned skeleton yesterday. This is the luge on a tummy kind of thing where you go face first. Apparently, There is an American woman who is really good at this.
Noelle Pace, the 31-year-old who's dubbed the fastest mom on snow. She's got 2 kids. Both of the kids came here with her. Katie Ulander also is going to do well. And later this afternoon, we'll see medals awarded, and maybe 1, maybe 2. Could it be another 2 out of 3 for the Americans? We'll have to see this afternoon.
2 other questions for you real fast, and they're kind of controversial, having to do with the speed skating. First of all, the speed skating suits that the American team is wearing. Apparently, they think that the suits are slowing them down?
Well, some people do. I mean, these are designed and made by Under Armour, which is a big sponsor of the speed skating team. And they have these little vents in the back, which are supposed to allow some of the heat to escape. But apparently they also let cold air in and create more drag on the skaters. And could that account for Shawnee Davis's disappointing runs in the 500 and the 1,000 meter? Shawnee Davis won't tell you that, but others who are looking at this are saying that maybe it is that the team is reassessing these uniforms, and it does have have Under Armour in on those discussions.
And then moving quickly to short track skating, which is really an exciting sport, especially the relay version of it. Yeah. The U.S. men finished 4th in the final race leading up to the medal race, but apparently they're going to get in because of a controversial crash. What's the story there?
Yeah, there was. This Olympic game has been. We've had several crashes, not just down on the short track, but also up in the hills, and other accidents that I wanted to tell you about that have nothing at all to do with the competition. People keep getting hurt. There was a guy standing on the bobsled run doing some cleaning of it. He had a loud machine with him, and he didn't hear that pre-runner, that forerunner, come down the slide, took out his legs, broke his legs, gave him a concussion. There have been injuries not only on the short track and creating controversy in scoring, but also off the track, sending people to the hospital.
Well, but the judges ruled that crash was interference on behalf of the South Korean team. And, there's not good blood there between the South Korean short track racers and the American team. So that drama continues. The finals and the relay are, I think, the 21st. I love that sport. All right, Jim Ryan, you got to go, I know, but we love talking to you. Thanks,
Jim.
Giving us our morning fix.
Talk to you Monday.
All right, enjoy Sochi and enjoy the weekend. Oh, boy, we'll have a lot to talk about on Monday after the weekends.